There we go. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode number 13 of the J Money Talks podcast. I am your host, Jason Michael Johnson, also known as J Money. Now, it's been a while. My apologies for not being up on much. We're sorry that the last episode took practically over a week, almost 2 whole weeks. I should say I've been extremely busy, especially this past week. I've been focusing on training. Pretty much, I'm on a weight cut right now. Right, week 9 of this weight cut. I've been doing this for the past, I'm at week 9. This is like the third and final phase, where I'm pretty much cutting away from carbs. A ton of carbs, like bread, rice, sweets, all that stuff. And yeah, your boy is that's what your boy's trying to do, is cut from that stuff and stay comfortable. Anyway, I'm about to go ahead and take a sip here. This is got me here blue Powerade. I usually drink Powerade Zero, but I got blue Powerade, regular blue Powerade. I'm getting from Jimmy John's. Anyway, and honestly, one of the things I did notice was months ago people were boycotting Jimmy John's because of the former owner doing big game hunting. I forgot about it, and that's the thing. Honestly, I ended up going to Jimmy John's because they have the Unwich, which is where you can get any sandwich wrapped in lettuce, pretty much. So I decided to go there, get me something that I need. I haven't had anything in a while. Plus, that was like the first thing I ate today, because the only thing I had in my system earlier in the day was some coffee and some orange juice. And that was really all I had earlier today. So, yeah, beforehand, then I went to the gym, worked out, ended up cooking, ended up doing my legs. Yeah, that was my day. I just had that. Got some groceries, and also got some got everything some CVS by the house, actually. So that was another thing I did. Anyways, that was just me today. You're probably wondering, like, why did it take me over a week? And that's what the main thing is. I've been focusing on that. Also, just starting this week, my stepmother has her day offs now on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is my usual time. And one of the things is, it's kind of hard to do the podcast I do on a win, and for some of this content we talk about can be a little off the cuff, and I didn't want to say anything that would offend her, and it ruins the whole flow of the program, and I don't want to do something like that. I rather have that where no one's around and not a lot of people. And by the way, if you hear the fan on, look, it's a little warm up here, so hush your face. Anyways, I'm rocking my Lamar jersey on. Tomorrow is Ravens football. Ravens take on the Bengals. This is probably going to be an easy W. I'm probably sure this is an easy W, but usually when Ravens play against the Bengals, and especially if they're horrible, somehow the Bengals find a way to win pull games out of our ass, pull a W out of our asses in the most egregious fashion, aka AJ Green, and Tyler Boyd. So there you go. My thing is, I'm hoping for this game, we come out here with a W. This is Joe Burrow's first trip to the bank. Usually in the first trip to the bank. We pretty much act like debt collectors. We pretty much make an example of you. We pretty much try and make an example of you. If you're a rookie quarterback, you are practically going to get. You're going to get taken to the ground multiple times. You will pretty much come out of this with a lot of bruises, dirt on the jersey. That's it. Much. Just all I'll say is this. This is a game where I think the passing defense, the passing offense can be good. I think Lamar in this offense can make tons of yardage in a passing game alone, as much as a running game. Like, I'm expecting at least, I want this one to be like 300 passing, 200 rushing. This game, you can definitely put 500 on a defense like the Bengals have. I'm certain of it. And defense, I don't know if they're going to pitch a shutout. I would love it to be a shutout. But the main thing is just hold them to field goals at the most. Try to pitch a shutout. Just make sure that we don't see no kickers. Don't let Burrow have any chance at life. Let them know, like, this is our division. You have to wait a year or two before you can come to the king. Try to come at the Kings, okay? So that should be an easy W. The big thing is now, like, NFL has been having an outbreak of Corona recently. The New England Patriots have had a couple players test positive. A Chiefs assistant just tested positive today, like earlier today. At Bears, a practice squad player for the Chicago Bears got tested positive. But the biggest one has been probably the Tennessee Titans. A majority of the Tennessee Titans, over 20 players, personnel, staff, like, it is an outbreak going on in Tennessee. And the question is, how does it happen? Like, what's the possibility? There's a lot of things here. About this whole thing, I'm, like, kind of questioning, like, to me, the big thing was, this started at week 4. They were expected to face the Steelers. This happened after the game against Minnesota. And one of the big things is, in something like that happens, usually the practice facility was supposed to be closed for 2 weeks. Well, I say the day of the announcement, or the day after the announcement, like right before the players were told that the facility was shut down, where it was kind of like something that kind of like wasn't relayed to all the players yet. Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill and a couple of our players end up having a priority fit practice at a high school field. Like the next day, like pretty much having their own private practice, which is a kind of a no-no of the NFL. What happened is the Italians had to move their game. Had to move the game between the Ravens and Steelers to a new bye week, which is on to week 8, which is actually week 7, which is going to be held on week 7, which is the Steelers bye week. And as a result, the Ravens-Steelers game, which was going to be played on week 7, is now going to be on week 8, which was actually the bye week for the Ravens. So it is a big thing that happened, and a lot of people question, like, and there's been more cases come out as time has passed, where it's like over 20. The big thing is, it's big enough where now the NFL had to move the Tennessee Titans Buffalo Bills game from this Sunday to Tuesday night. Yes, we are getting Tuesday night football because of this pandemic. To me, at this point in time, a lot of people question, like, should the Titans, like, because of what they're doing, should they forfeit games? Or should they forfeit games? Or should they, like, have to give up some make fines, pay fines, and a lot of other things. There's a lot of things here. One thing is, First Take made a big thing about this a while back. Watched First Take, and one big thing that I heard sounds like a great idea. I think that should be the case there. And I think it's something that's, and I know a lot of people are going to say this is a big thing. Like, people say, like, everyone should be fine. All the players, personnel, coaches, all that should be fine. I can agree there. And I can agree there. But should be fine somewhat or something. Someone should get hurt for the. There should be a loss of. The NFL has made a clear plan in case like coaches and players have broke protocol and like basically they are playing around with like fines to coaches because of filing mask rules, fining players for not, I think for wearing masks and stuff like, and like these outbreaks they are cracking down hard on like, you know what, as a result of this we're gonna start, you know, forfeit. You gotta forfeit games. You're forfeiting games. You're losing draft picks. Stuff that's gonna affect like the bottom line. I think that'll affect the bottom line of probably more or less the owners. Kind of would affect the owners, which I think kind of should. Which I think they kind of should pretty much do something with the owners because I think they kind of have a responsibility. I think there's something about that. I think they should pay a fine of some kind. Pay something. Because players, coaches, and like staff, yeah, they get hurt a little bit. But the owner and GM, some of them probably make decisions of saying, no, like, who cares? Let it rip. Some of them might have a feeling about that. And I think you might want to fine them. I think like the owners should have something lost to it. So I think if there is a point, I don't know what happens. But I think there's one idea they had was when the Titans play the Steelers week 7, that the Titans can play this game. You could try to get the W over the Steelers. But you are playing for no check. Like, your game check, you ain't getting no game checks. No one gets any game checks. The players, coaches, staff, all of them don't get a game check. Don't get one game check. Don't get a check. And I know game check was revoked. Like, everyone involved should play a role. My question is, how did a breakout like that happen in Tennessee Titans? And I say, here's the thing. If you don't know where Tennessee Titans play at, they play in Nashville, Tennessee. Be specific. Tennessee is known for 2 things. Well, 3. Let's say 3 things. Country music, whiskey, and bachelorette parties. Number 3 is important. It's the very important one. I believe that these players end up taking a little too much freedom in now downtown Nashville, down on Broadway, and some of them probably try to have some fun with some of those bachelorettes. Let's just say some of the bachelorettes was hitting some high notes down there. Like, those are pretty much Grand Ole Opry would be proud of. So, let's just say, I think that's what happened to Tennessee. Tennessee was bringing in some like bachelorettes from some bachelorettes and some bitches in. I'm thinking that's what happened. Which is something I think will happen. It could continue to happen, depending on every single one. It is a case scenario, like, one thing about the NFL is trying to create a bubble scenario, and that is a difficult process there. And that's trying to set something up like a bubble type of thing. Will there be, is there a possibility of there ever being a bubble situation? I think they'll probably do something maybe in the playoffs. I think the playoffs will have a bubble situation. Regular season, that is difficult to process there. Because I don't know how you would go about it. There should have been, I think they could have done something there with, like, they should have done a thing. I think one idea they could have done, if they wanted to cut the season down, just to make it easier, is they could have done was, the two division games, you play each opponent, back and forth. And then I think they would have, and if they wanted to do this, play against the division of the same division in the other conference. So AFC North versus NFC North, AFC West versus NFC West, and, vice versa. So I think that would have been that could have been a possible scenario where, and that would have been and they do 2 games back and forth, 2 games there, and that's 12, not 16. It's different. It would be different, and that would it would have had the same. I think it would have been easier to cut the weeks to 16 to 12, and then they would have went from, all right, then 12 games, and then they go into playoffs, doing early playoffs from there. And that would have been an interesting scenario. But that's one idea. I think that was an idea I had. That's one idea. A big thing is now, biggest thing going on is, if you look at the NFL, state of the NFL so far is right now, the biggest teams right now is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Packers are pretty much going great. Aaron Rodgers, it looks like a pissed off animal and is pretty much scorching the earth right now. Chiefs pretty much looking dominant. Pretty much, of course, dominated this team. I think we got the Bills are 4-0 right now. They are practically looking like the team that's going to finally be take the throne from the Patriots. Finally. End the 20-year stronghold. That 20-plus year stronghold. Steelers looking okay. Steelers look good. Right now, they look like the Steelers of old. Yeah, but that's a big thing. Now, when all divisions are at least look competitive, and at least looks like have a drive of winning, except one, and that is the NFC East. I'm sorry, NFC East. I'm sorry. Right now, if you look at what this division looks like, it is just horrible team after horrible team. There's 4 horrible teams, and all of them just somehow, some way, at the end of the season, one of these teams is probably coming in with a losing record and is going to have a home playoff game in the NFC playoffs, which is disgusting. Right now, at this moment, we have the Philadelphia Eagles currently 1-2-1. The Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys are tied for second with a 1-3 record, and the Chiefs are dead last, and they are 0-4. Excuse me. My thing is about this whole thing is that there is somehow, some way, when you look at all this, the Giants have to win at least one game, and both Washington and Dallas have to lose another. If Giants beat the Cowboys, They're back in the running. They're somehow in the hunt somehow. Which makes no sense whatsoever. Because the Giants play the Cowboys tomorrow. If the Giants beat the Cowboys tomorrow, somehow the Giants, who start off 0-4 with practically Eli Manning Jr. and Daniel Jones, a pedestrian offense that has not scored a single offensive touchdown since the first quarter of the very first game against the Steelers on Monday night. A horrible defense. And just, oh my god. Oh. Like, you and Cowboys. Woo! Let me tell you, I have a brother-in-law who's a Cowboys fan. My brother-in-law, he's a Cowboys fan, and I'm just saying this. That is just sad. That secondary. Holy shit. I laughed my ass off. There's moments I laughed my ass off at a lot of teams doing bad. The fact you guys lost to the Browns at home, you almost lost to the Falcons. Like, the game against the Seahawks was the least competitive, but it was still going to be an L anyway. Still came out of an L. The only measurable win you guys got was practically was pretty much the Falcons. Which is a game I honestly don't know how you won, but let's be honest, Falcons are Falcons, and they find a way of being Lisa Ann, always blowing games. So yeah, that's the thing there. Is we got a lot of, there's a lot of things there at NFC East. It's horrible. My thing is this. Somehow, if these guys are going, the division winner always gets a playoff spot. But I say this, none of them should have at least, if they make it, if whoever wins that division does not deserve a home playoff game. I'm sorry. You do not get home field advantage. If I'm the 5 seed, whoever that's going to be, and right now the prospective 5 seeds going into this is right now the Bears, the Cardinals, I say the 49ers. There's a perspective like 5 or 6 seeds is the Bears, the Buccaneers, 49ers, Cardinals, Arnold's. Who else is there? I can't say Vikings. I think the Panthers. If let's say all of those guys make it a 9-7, 8-8 season. Okay, they made it to a 500 record, a nice, fair record, and they go up against, let's say, the Eagles, who may come out. Let's say they come out as 7-8-1. You think that wildcard team is going to accept the fact that they gotta go to Philadelphia, even though they have the better record? No, that should be something that shouldn't happen. It is honestly something that shouldn't happen. That's something, a rule that needs to be changed. It's like, listen, listen, if I'm the coach, if I was the commissioner, if I was Roger Goodell, I'm going to say this. You know what? Starting next year, this is what we're doing. To any division winners, if you are sub 500, you get the division, you get the 4 seed. But you are not gaining home field advantage over the 5th seed. Deadass. You shouldn't get that right. You shouldn't get that right. That makes perfect sense for everyone and anyone. That's me. I agree with like a lot of things. It's like there's a big things there. Um, there's a lot of things about these games. I'm like, look, when it begins the Chiefs, I think Patriots, now probably without Stephen Gilmore because of Verona. They were out Cam Newton for the Chiefs game, which is sudden, and a few other things. I say this is gonna be a big. This season might be a big. The big thing about COVID is nation name. It's happening with all these teams getting it. I'm hoping this is something that gets contained because the last thing I want is pretty much football canceled. Guys, come on, it's already like we're starting to get into football. Stuff's getting normal. Now we have to cancel football because some of y'all can't handle not getting your dick sucked for for at least 16 weeks at the most. At the very least 16 weeks. Really? You dead ass? I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a break. I think when we come back, we'll probably talk a little bit about the finals. Talk about at least what happened yesterday with Game 5, and yeah, I think we'll probably talk about a couple other things. But you guys are watching the J Money Talks podcast on Spotify, on SoundCloud, and YouTube. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere, folks. Alright, guys, before we continue on to the next segment, that was my phone, actually, we're going to at least give you guys a shout out to a great product, great product, you know, and this one will help you at least get your body right, and get your body at least, give you a little extra energy, pretty much make you build muscle, help you like build muscle, also helps a little bit of little you down there. Okay, I got you something. Check out Final Boss Performance, guys. This stuff is a godsend. This stuff is something that pretty much makes you a. If you want to know how you can become the final boss, look like Bowser, walking into this place looking like Bowser, thinking you Bowser, you own a gym, you know, you look like that Apex Predator. That final boss, the last obstacle the main character has to fight in the video game, he's overpowered. That's how you get it. Just taking this bad boy at least 20 minutes before I work out, at least a few minutes before I start working out. Trust me, I take this every workout. Besides, one idea I do is actually I take a Powerade Zero, take a scoop of this, take a Powerade Zero, shake that bad boy up. I usually carry it with me before I leave the house. I shake it up. I go in the locker room. I put my stuff up. I pretty much get my gloves. Get everything I need. When I go in the gym, chug that bitch, and then within 5 minutes, and next 5-10 minutes for doing a little warm up, the pre-workout will kick in, and then that's when the workout. Then when you do your workout, you pretty much taking like practically. This is pretty much like a Zenkai boost for your body. This is clearly a Zenkai boost for your body. Just check this out. Check out Final Boss Performance. They they have a lot of things. They got Final Boss Performance. They got pre-workout, aminos, both decaf and with caffeine. For it, I usually put 2 scoops of decaf amino. I just put 2 scoops of the decaf aminos in a gallon jug, and I just drink along with that thing, especially while with my workout, because it also not only helps me helps my body recover, and it also helps build the muscles, because one of the things it also does is promotes anabolism. You know what that is? What happens is, this is going to help keep protein. Because when your cells when you're starting to hunger, one of the things is your body tries to burn like the fat burn protein instead of the fat like normal. The aminos pretty much makes the cells think, Oh, no. Leave that there. That fat, we need to get rid of that fat. Get that fat out of here. Out of here. You take that bad boy, you will feel great. Seriously. Stuff helps you out throughout the day. Like, there's a lot of things that'll help you out throughout the day, and there's a lot of things. Check out the Final Boss Performance. They sell pre-workout, they sell aminos, they just sell protein powder, which always sells out like crazy. It tastes like cinnamon toast crunch. I'm gonna try to get next time I actually start buying some more, because I say next week or so, probably gonna need about another pack is this. Also maybe aminos. But I usually fill that thing up every couple days, so I'm trying to at least get a half a gallon in. Not a lot, but at least somewhere around half a gallon. Try to drink up at least half a gallon. So check it out, Final Boss Performance. They come out with pre-workout. They come out with aminos. They have protein powder. They're actually about to come out with like these like meal bars, which is these protein bars, which I plan on getting when that drops. Getting when those things drop, they are great. If you want to be that final boss, seriously, who would you rather be when you go into that gym? Looking like a Goomba, or you want to come in looking like Shao Kahn, and then come out pretty much bodying every single weight machine, every single bench, every single dumbbell, every single barbell, every single plate, all the cardio equipment, treadmills, ellipticals. You want to come out of that pretty much saying, this gym ain't got shit on me. Let motherfuckers know who they fucking with in that gym. That's what you need. So go to finalbossperformance.com. Check them out. It's great stuff to help you out. Also check out Final Boss Athletics. They also sell like a bunch of fitness apparel, which I'm planning on getting soon for your show, especially during the winter time. Actually, probably gonna get some joggers, and maybe some long sleeves. No, something at least I can wear. I can not only wear while I'm working out, but also wear casually. Also casually when I'm like, going out, or about to like prepare myself for giving that girl that oppression session. Especially if you just took coming off of buddy cardio sessions are better, will help you out better, because nitric oxide kind of helps out little you down there. That's right. This nitric oxide is known for help with erectile dysfunction. So fellas, let's say you have a workout at the gym, let's say your girl's like hitting you up, your girl hits you up, hey, like I'm at the gym, if a girl asking you if you want to come over, guess what, you tell her, hey, I'm at the gym right now, but when I'm done, I'm gonna give you you can set up a body cardio session. And if she asks, now if a girl asks, what exactly is body cardio? Let's just say it's laying it down, okay? Laying it down, okay? Let her know that that's how you want to go in there. So, that's what you want to do. So, FileBossPerformance.com. Check them out. And if they ask how you found this website, tell them your boy J Money sent you from the J Money Talks podcast. Check them out. FileBossPerformance.com. Go try this. It'll change your life. Now, let's get back to the program, y'all. Alright, guys, so we're about to go ahead and talk about the NBA stuff. This stuff with the NBA recently. Just, the finals just happened so far this week. We have already had 5 games total so far. The biggest thing last night was Game 5. This one, so far, we have currently, let me find you, Game 5. Yeah, we had Game 5 last night between the Miami Heat, and the LA Lakers. This one was a game that ended up going back and forth the entire game. This one was practically a game where basically the Heat was fighting for their season, pretty much. And because everyone at this point in time was prepared to crown the LA Lakers as champs. Practically every single usual like high package that the NBA was showing was practically ESPN. Like ESPN practically was saying like, get ready to crown the LA Lakers as the NBA champs. This is the time. You know, they were replaying the Kobe Bryant speech of like, job's not finished. Job's finished? I don't think so. They were replaying that over and over and over again all throughout the day, preparing for practically his coronation. LeBron's getting his 4th ring. They brought out the Larry O'Brien trophy, ready to be presented to them and everything. They were prepared to offer this man the trophy. Offer this team the Larry O'Brien trophy. This would be the one. And they were prepared. Like AD ended up having like gold sneakers sitting here. AD had gold sneakers on. Hell, the team earlier in the week said if we are at this point 3-1, they are wearing the usual purple and gold. No. They decide we gonna wear that black Mambas. Those uniforms that were inspired and was in memory of Kobe Bryant. And at that time of the game, they were coming in as 4-0. Basically, at that point in time, the Miami Heat was practically not winning this. The Lakers was coming in to win, and Lakers was, once that jersey went on, the Lakers came in ready to close it out, end this thing. Finish the job. The foot's on the throat of the Miami Heat. Well, Heat says, we don't care if you guys won 4 straight in those jerseys in the playoffs. We don't care. This is our season on the line. And let me tell you, one man with his entire team put this entire team on his back just to make sure this game was going to end with their season, extending this series to a Game 6. That man's name is Jimmy Butler. My goodness. And here's the thing. I have nothing against Jimmy Butler. Beforehand, I don't know much about Jimmy Butler. I don't know a ton about Jimmy Butler. But let me say this. This man is a baller. Okay, this man is indeed a baller. If you don't know, this man's played in this game 47 minutes. Do score 35 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. Made a triple-double. 35, 11, 12, triple-double. Went up against LeBron, who ended up putting 40, 13, and 7. With AD having 28 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. Like, they were having, this was a game. This team came prepared and focused, and he wasn't alone on this. Like, this Heat team was pretty much proving like, hey, if you're going to take us out, you better be prepared to fight all 48 minutes. because the Heat came off ready to told the Heat, hey, we're going to fight every single quarter. We're fighting every single quarter. No, first quarter, Miami won, took first quarter, winning the first quarter, 25-24. By halftime, they were up 60-56. Up 4. By the time we get to the fourth quarter, he had a lead for a good chunk of this game. A good chunk of his game. The biggest thing is this started a thing where, because when the 3 minutes and 13 seconds left by Duncan Robinson, he scored a free with 3 minutes 13 seconds left. It put Miami up 2. And every single possession after that started either a tie or caused the lead to change back and forth. It was a back and forth fight. It was like, let's say this. Someone compared this to all Muhammad Ali and George Frazier. This is like they're one of those heavyweight title fights where this went to the 15th round. Both men are exhausted, tired. They are pretty much worn out. And each player, Butler, James, Davis, everyone was pretty much, both the Lakers and Heat, were just throwing straight jabs each other, back and forth. Just boom, boom, boom. Like these two were going at it. And I was watching this. I'm watching this, and I was trying to do this while I was at work. While I was working on the computer. I'm looking at everything. I'm listening / watching. I'm okay. I'm doing one thing, and I'm looking, one thing, looking. I'm trying to keep up with this because I don't know. My thing is, I'm not a fan of either one of these two teams. I'm more a fan of this. I'm a Spurs fan, first and foremost. But one thing is, I kind of believe that going in, the Lakers were going to win this thing. Because of Kobe, in memory of Kobe, makes perfect sense. And everything is, I even said, there's a part of me that feels like the Heat could win this one too. Because Jimmy Butler is, because when you look at Jimmy Butler, this man is pretty much a beast. This man literally played for 47 minutes. The biggest thing that the man happened was I think 16.8 seconds. The final seconds. Dude was slumped over a video board behind the baseline. That shot that was made at that game was practically just saying, hey, I don't know what you think about me. I don't know what you... the man is been to, a bunch of teams. First, do I say... What did my thoughts about Jimmy Butler? Because I understand this. He was with the Bulls at one point. He was with the Bulls. Then he went to the Timberwolves. And then he spent time in Philly, and then became a player in the Heat. And one thing about Jimmy Butler is this dude is a competitive. Shows that this man is going to compete. This man is a fighter. This man wants to win by any means necessary, and the dude has a work ethic that's insane. They say he has a Kobe Bryant style work ethic because they say he gets up 4 a.m. or something and works out every day, and I'm and that's something you would love in a player like that, and dude kind of gets trashed on for some of his like for that mentality, but I'm like, that's what people like respected Kobe for. That work ethic. That's because if Kobe was still around right now, he would love to meet a player like Jimmy Butler. He probably loved a player like Jimmy Butler, who pretty much played like him. Because if he looked at Jimmy Butler, looked at how his work ethic and everything, way he goes about the game. I mean, there's probably a thing about Kobe pretty much saying like, dude, sometimes you gotta be you. Play you. But if Kobe was watching this game right now, he would have looked at Jimmy Butler and like, yo, this guy is like me. Is me. Like, that is literally Kobe. That is literally like Kobe right now. This is the next, I'm not going to say he's the next Kobe, but he is practically that successor to Kobe. He is that successor to me when I look at him. The biggest thing is, I say this, Game 5 was a big game. This was a back and forth between two teams. Lakers was making sure they were trying to close out this game by any means necessary. And you got the Heat, who is pretty much just fighting for practically their lives. And it was a phenomenal game. I wish I saw the full game itself. Except I only saw like the last few minutes. I kind of watched the game and had the game on in the background. But at least kept the game on. But yeah, man, this was a back and forth between these two. These two were fighting for that game, and this is something that is, and it's phenomenal. And now I'm ready to see Game 6. I'm really gonna be prepared to watch Game 6. Like, I'm pretty much at 7:30. I'm gonna make sure at 7:30. I'm like, you know what? I got plans for Saturday evening. Like, I'm gonna get me my, I'm gonna prep me my pop. I'm probably gonna make some like this spicy popcorn chicken I made recently. This the end of this cookbook I did, and like a lot of things, and a few others. I can show you guys a couple photos in a minute for you guys if you guys really want to see them. I think but there's a few other things I'm going to be making in the future. There's a few other things I will show you guys, and probably prep some stuff. I'm going to try to sit back, and I'm going to enjoy watching this game, because this is because now I want to know is like, can Jimmy Butler have a repeat performance like that and force a Game 7? Or does LeBron and the Lakers have something to counter Butler and the Heat? And that's going to be a big thing there. One of these is, this finals, so far this entire playoffs is probably the most phenomenal like playoffs we've seen in a long time. In a while, it feels like every team came in to prove they have something. Like the Suns showed they going 8-0 in those last 8 games, even though they didn't make it in. Like the the Trailblazers fought their asses off to not only get the 8th seed, but also win the play-in game to get that 8th seed. Like, the Spurs hung in, my Spurs hung in to like the final day, which was actually final day before the postseason. I mean, you got the Denver Nuggets coming back from a 3-1 deficit over the Jazz, and 1-7 over the Jazz, and the Clippers in back-to-back series. The Heat pretty much beating the Heat coming in, proving to everyone hey, this is not, hey, we are like the new kings of the East, and this is something that you should be prepared in fear. Like this is which is creating, like, giving Heat fans a new sign of life. You know, and there's a lot of, like, stories that came out of this bubble, and I'm hoping that this off season, season moving forward is going to be just as good, if not better. I think there's going to be a lot. I think the Western Conference is going to be huge more competitive moving forward, because by next season the Warriors will look like the Warriors of old, because Clay, Steph, and Draymond will be back in full force, and then they got Andrew Wiggins now, and then they got and then they'll have a draft pick. I don't know if they're going to trade it or anything. They have a number 2 overall pick, so they got a good player and get a good player coming forward. So they could challenge the Lakers, Rockets. Question is, what's going to happen with, like, the Rockets, Lakers, Rockets, will the Spurs ever, what draft picks? Because my question is, I don't know who's going to be, who the big draft picks are. The big thing is, like, Eastern Conference. Will we be seeing the Heat take over the Eastern Conference for a while? Like, is this how the East is going to be? Is the return of that Heat, like the Heat as the new kings of the East, as the kings of the East for a while? There's a lot of storylines coming forward next season and the finals, and I'm like, I didn't keep up with the playoffs super much because I was focusing on, like, working out, going to the gym, doing my job at working from home. I'm working at home, and a lot of things. And it's one of the things is I'm liking this playoffs, and I'm like, I think this new NBA may be different. It's gonna be different. I want to see how this NBA is season so far, how the playoffs have been so far, and what's going to happen going into next season is going to be probably going to be a crazy season next season, and we're going to have, like, a lot. There's going to be some games I'm pretty much going to be excited to watch, and I'm all for it. So that's a big thing about the NBA. Tomorrow is going to be Game 6. That's at 7:30. I think 7:30 tomorrow. I think I'm right. Right, 7:30. Yep, 7:30 on ABC. If it's not done, if he can't get it done then we got Game 7, which is on Tuesday. And that is a big thing there. But I think it's alright now. My big thing is that Jimmy Butler is practically a star. We got a lot of big games and stuff. Of course, college. So I think we're going to go ahead, take another break here. We're going to talk about probably the MLB playoffs now, where we are at in terms of the MLB playoffs, MLB postseason. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyways, you are watching the J Money Talks podcast on SoundCloud and on YouTube. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Alright, guys, before we head into the next episode, let me give you guys a shout out to another product I use that's helped me with my weight loss. And the biggest one is help you out with your sleep. If you need help you out with sleep, and also help you burn a little fat. It is a product made by a company by the name of InnoSubs, and they make a product called Nitrid. And Nitrid is pretty much this nighttime fat burner, yet it helps you sleep. They have is pretty much you take two of these capsules before bed, 30 minutes before you go to bed. Me, what I do is pretty much, if my nighttime routine, like on most days, is simple. As I get done with work, pretty much after I'm done with work, pretty much turn the screens off, mirror screens off. Pretty much try and make sure not to use this bad boy on during the night, every night, because of the blue light. When things I do, use this here. This nighttime, got this tablet here. I usually get on probably, let's say, I go on my Spotify. I go and put on, like, say, a podcast or something, or maybe something like, maybe I'll play a little nighttime music, and then I pretty much just go straight to bed, and it pretty much just puts you to sleep. Helps you go night, makes the nitrate work its magic. And one thing it does, it not only helps you improve your sleep quality, and pretty much make sure you get that 8 hours you need. But one thing it does, it also helps accelerate that process of burning fat. It helps you pretty much set your body relax, and then it also helps with another thing is helps maximize the fat burning, where you got the normal stuff like magnesium. You pretty much got melatonin. There's also another thing like GABA, which is like gamma amino butyric acid, and of course like L-carnitine. And then you got like the fat burning stuff like CLA, L-carnitine, and like that you usually use to like help with fat when you're trying to burn fat and other things. It pretty much just helps you out a lot. You just take 2 of these bad boys before you go to bed, and this is good. You can get them like once. You can get them one time and last you a month, or you can just subscribe and get some shipped to you like every 30 days. Shipped to you every 30 days of subscription. Just go to InnoSubs.com. You get it. It is great. It'll probably run you about, like I say, $45-50, but this helps out a lot. You'll not only get great sleep, and here's the good thing is, there's also vegan friendly. Yes, these are pretty much made of kind of veggie caps or something like that. So vegans, take this thing, because if you're trying to like burn some fat and get a good night's sleep, it'll help you out. Check it out. Check out InnoSubs.com. Now, let's get back to the program. Alright, so let's get into baseball. We are now into baseball postseason. I have not kept up with a ton of stuff in the postseason, but the biggest thing that has happened so far in this postseason, where are we at so far in this postseason? Well, starting tomorrow, or in this case, starting today, later today, we are now in the championship series of the MLB. Tomorrow, Sunday night, in the ALCS, we have the Tampa Bay Rays, who is the top seed, and taking on the defending AL champions, the Cheaters, aka the Houston Astros. And the thing is, this is a crazy scene, because right now they made into this postseason with a 29-31 record. Yes, and this is a year where practically this was supposed to be that punishment, one of those punishment years that the Astros are not winning, are going to be in the playoffs and get smashed. How did this go? How do we get there? Let's go back to October. Let's start with Tuesday, the 29th. It started with them going up against the Minnesota Twins, a team that was determined, which was supposed to be the first loss for them. They were going to come into this getting pummeled. And getting pummeled. What happened? Minnesota were claimed to be the favorites to win this series and move on to the ALDS. Happened? The Astros swept the Twins 2-0, and the Twins, once again, their curse is now at 19 straight losses. My goodness. And that was the next series. They go up against the Athletics. The Oakland Athletics against the Oakland A's, who was in their same division as them, and were supposed to wreck them like a bad habit. It happened. They end up getting the first game 10-5, winning the next game 5-2. But the Athletics end up winning game 3, saving their season with a 97 win, and then getting beaten by this team with a final score of 11-6, which is 4 losses. And the question is, how does a team, and now that's how they made it there. How did the Rays get here? Now you're wondering, how did the Rays get here? How did the Rays get here? Well, they started by taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Winning their series with a score with a combined 2-0 sweep over them. First game was 3-1. Game 2, 8-2. 8-2 run. Next, they go up to New York to take on the Yankees. Started off with them taking an L, 9-3. Next day, they bounced back, winning a game 7-5, tying series 1 apiece. Next game, win a game 8-4, 2-1 lead. Next week, the Yankees come back, they roar to a 5-1 win, and then Friday, the bats were kind of silent, and the pitchers, 2 top-rated pitchers in Glasnow, a young man by the name of, I believe, had to be by a young man by the name of the starting pitcher is by the name of Tyler Glasnow. Taking on Gerrit Cole. Pretty much both teams shut each other out. Biggest one is, of course, Gerrit Cole, being that star pitcher, is pretty much being that pitcher, pretty much striking out 9, staying there 5 innings. Pretty much both of these teams had their best aces out there, but at the end, the Rays were able to silence the Yankees bats, the Bronx Bombers, and end up winning that series. Now, that is the ALCS right now. Game 1, this is a first of 4. First game starts tonight at 7:37 p.m. We are going to have the pitchers going in this is for the Astros, Framber Valdez versus Blake Snell. This is Blake Snell. This is a back and forth. This is a question. This is a game where practically they pretty much, this is a game where a lot of people really want, a lot of people want definitely pretty much the Rays to win. Like, this is the question is, this is the fourth year that the Astros are now in ALCS. And one of the big things is that and I'm not much of a baseball fan. One of the biggest things that came out of this is they cheated. One of the biggest things is they were cheated on everything that they did. They were mad about this was one of the biggest things is that pretty much the Astros cheated in 2017. The titles were retained. They couldn't believe that the playoffs were expanded, and they're now there's a chance that a sub-500 team is now one series away from becoming the World Series. First big thing is, of course, they cheated. They were cheaters in the past. Them finishing 9-31 in the regular season. And I think the biggest thing is right now, let's see. And there's a lot of things about this. And I think probably it's now, the next big thing is probably I don't know. My big thing is I don't know. The biggest thing about this I feel about the whole situation is I knew there was gonna be a expanded playoff of some kind. I don't know how the Astros made it in. I'm not sure much about how the Astros did. It is surprising that the Astros made it in the playoffs, even without Justin Verlander. And one of the big things is Jose Altuve having a horrendous regular season, pretty much being different from where he was before. Since before, he was hitting 219. I don't know how bad or how good that is, but I say is something that has. Excuse me. Big thing is that this is I don't know how I feel much about this because I don't keep up with baseball that much. The biggest thing I want to see is maybe them. I kind of do want to see his. I think the biggest thing is going to be that is some people probably want to watch them and hope they lose because then we have a chance of rubbing it in. Hey, I'm glad you guys lost. I'm glad you aren't in the playoff. You aren't in the World Series and you deserve to lose, cheaters and all this stuff. And I'm I think there is a thing where you want to watch just to see a team fail, and that's gonna be a big thing. The Rays. I think this is the farthest they've been in a while because actually in 2009 they had Rays were. I think at one point it was in the World Series in 2009. Let me see. Yeah, this is the second ALCS appearance. They were in there. They were the team. It was 2008. They ended up beating the Red Sox in 7 games in 2008. And this is with even I think even Evan Longoria and I think they had what was it? It was one of those. What's his name? It'll probably come around me a bit later, but apologies, y'all. My back's itching a bit. So, one of the things is, this is a team that is coming in. And one of the big things about about this thing is the Rays. This is a Rays team that has like an actual like, and that has like probably like that youth is a youth thing. One of the big things is that this is a because one of the big things is somehow like the pitching. I don't know much how most to say because I don't keep up with baseball much. I'm kind of going through ESPN like figure out much about this. My thing is I don't know much about how to feel about the whole thing of like the Astros being in this series, not competing in this series. I'm not upset at the team. I think they should have not. Honestly, if this was like the NBA or the NFL, some team did something like this, I think they should have like done something like should have stripped the title, or at the very least, I say not give them a chance to play in a postseason. Not give them a chance to play in a postseason. Like ban them 1 year of the postseason, and if they had a season, their record is meaningless. Even if they came into that season 60-0, no playoff spot. We don't give a shit. Just a good, like, strong fuck you. And what happened is I think the MLB did was like kind of a pussy thing, letting them play, and pretty much just say like, you know what, we're not gonna say anything, we're not gonna do anything. I kind of say it's kind of bullshit, but I am not someone who knows much about the game to really give an opinion. So, to me, I think I kind of want to go Rays in this case. But I think I'm probably sure this is going to be probably but who knows? Who knows in this case? It could be Astros again. Who knows? Astros could win this one and make it to another World Series. This will be the third World Series appearance in 4 years. And then we have Astros versus Dodgers probably. If the Dodgers beat the Braves, who came in this one, beating the Reds in a wild card series, and I believe the Brewers. I believe it was the Brewers. No, the Marlins, I think. Hold on. See, okay, yeah, so I was right. So, Braves beating the Reds and the Marlins, both sweeping both teams, which is big. And the Dodgers end up sweeping the Brewers and the Padres. Fortunately, I was kind of want to that round, and that's the series. I was kind of gonna say that. Who knows? The Padres would pull off, like, say, an upset. I was kind of going for the Padres, slam Diego, but who knows? But sadly, no. So we have practically, like, who do I think would win this one? I don't know who would pick in this one. I think the big game here, if you're also wondering, that game doesn't start until Monday, actually. The NLCS Game 1 starts Monday, 8:08 p.m. So, and I think this is, because all these games are played on a neutral site. All of them are played in neutral sites. Arlington. So, this game is being played at Rangers Stadium, as the Rays and Astros are playing at Petco Park in San Diego. So, playing at the Padres Stadium. I say my picks is going to be Rays versus Dodgers, and Dodgers win the World Series. This is probably the year the Dodgers finally win that World Series. They should have won it. I think they had a chance to win it in 2017. They were in the World Series in 2018, and they blew it in last year by losing the first round to the Nationals. So this is the year, and they spent billions of dollars just to build this roster. This is the year you got to do it. So, Dodgers, you got to get it done. So, Dodgers, to me, get it done. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not a Dodgers fan much. I don't follow baseball much. So, I'm just going to say is probably, I say Dodgers winning this one. And everything is, so, yeah, I think the Reds got something there in terms of hitting. They just now got to develop a pitching core. Better pitching core outside of Trevor Bauer. And yeah, that's a big thing. I think the Reds had a chance at winning game 1. Like, you made 11 hits, had great chances of getting a player on base. If there was a player already on base, don't try even, at that point, why even ponder trying to hit a, at that point, why even ponder hitting a, at that point, why are you even pondering not hitting a bomb? Like, at that point, why even ponder, like, trying to hit some grounder or something, like, hit the contact? Like, I'm hitting anything. At that point, just hit it high or something. Get a sacrifice fly or try to do a sacrifice bunt or something. Or something, at least get a player on to score. At that point, I'm like, Reds had kind of run since game 1. And you blew it 13 in 13 innings. I just feel bad for Trevor Bauer. He performed pretty much a god tier game. Pitching battle there. But what are you gonna do? So yeah. So yeah. I think that's about it. We're gonna go into we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna talk about I think we got, well, what else do we have? I guess we can mention, I think we'll mention the, I think we're about, yeah, I think we're about done, honestly. Only thing I can say is, shout out to any, Tampa Bay Lightning fans. You got, congratulations on winning, winning a Stanley Cup. You guys deserve it. You guys redeemed yourself from last year when you got swept out of the first round by the Columbus Blue Jackets who'd never won a playoff series prior to that ass one. Prior. So, congratulations. You guys deserve that W. You guys deserve a W wholeheartedly. One of the big things now is like, I'm kind of interested. Now I'm interested in hockey more. Trying to at least watch hockey because I kind of want to learn more about that. At least watch the sport more and try at least give a great idea of what it is like. So, plus if we ever have because one of the things I want to learn is at least knowing what does it take for a team in hockey. Like, I kind of want to know is like, let's try at least figure out like what constitutes a team. Is like, biggest thing is like a Canadian team hasn't won that cup in over 25 years. My question is, how is it possible you guys not had a roster that's ever come close to it? Close has been like the Winnipeg Jets just a couple of years ago. And that's the secret I want to know is how does a team like that find ways to fail like that? And that's something I would love to know. I absolutely love to know. And a few other things. I'll also try to at least go attend a hockey game. Probably a Nashville Predators game. Hopefully when this pandemic kind of ends, or there's a thing where they start doing like limited seats, which there's limited seating. But either way, I think that's about it. That's about it. There, I think we're about done. I think that's about it. Yeah. All right. And we got this done in under an hour and a half. Sweet. That's actually the plan. So, this is going to probably go up on Monday. I think we're going to have to change the format to this probably every Monday. Monday, I say right around. I don't want to have it at noon. But I could do something at noon. But I could try to do it like, something like, I kind of want to try to do something like a nice late morning thing, like, like a first take type of thing. I kind of want to try to get this done between 90 minutes to 2 hours, because I think usually around that time you get a lot of stuff done in a short time and everything will feel better. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching for J Money Talks podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you are listening to this on SoundCloud, if you enjoyed this, give us a follow. Support yours truly. Give us maybe a follow. And if you got any questions for me questions, you got any topics for your boy to discuss, in the future, leave it in the comments and I will put that under advisement. Especially be sure to check all my social medias in the description. Links to all my social medias in the description below. Also, check out my one thing is I keep up a good amount of is check out my Instagram. I usually post some videos. Pretty much also me post workout photos and small videos. Me just working out and doing a few posts and stuff. And yeah, check it out. I go hard. I try to go hard as possible in gyms and stuff. And a few other things. Check that out. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit that like button. Share this with everyone who is in need. Yours truly talking about, some cases, sports, and some cases, a lot of other things. And, yeah, share that, like it, share it, and of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit the notification bell, so that way when that new video pops up, it gets to you and you are able to watch this thing. One of the things I plan on doing is I made a goal for myself that at least by the end of this year, try to get this to 100. If we can get this by the end of the year, if we can get this to 100, I might do a giveaway for y'all. You know, I think we'll do a little giveaway for y'all. We might do a little giveaway for you guys, and with you guys, and I think what do we give away? Let's see if we could. You know what? I think we could try. I think I might see which we might get either. I think we might do is like a PS5 or an Xbox One Xbox Series X giveaway. Let's see if we do one of those. I'll do this. Yeah, this is something I'll set up, but I might try this. And this is it's SoundCloud listeners, you can do this too. What we're gonna do is a Xbox Series X / PS5 giveaway. We're giving up at least one of each one. I don't think we're gonna be able to get both of them, because that's gonna take a while. That's a big challenge that'll be a big challenge for boy. Especially pre-orders are crazy right now. So we're at least trying to give out one of those consoles. Like, we'll just say whichever one you want to get, I got you. We'll find a way to send this out to you, or find some way. We're gonna set this up because the last time I tried to do a giveaway of some kind with I tried to give away a copy of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate when it launched, and that was a process in of itself, which it kind of screwed your boy up. So let's just say I kind of want to try to make sure we have all contingency plans, and I think we might have to do this U.S. only. I'm sorry to my anybody who's watching this internationally. We're kind of might try U.S. only for this one, and I think later may do one where everyone around the world can do when the channel starts growing and stuff, and everything works out. So once again, thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to give a like to this video, share with your friends, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can catch the next episode when it comes out. And yeah, guys, it's been J Money. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.